Now today we are talking about the AA subledger, that is asset accounting subledger. Now whenever I talk about a subledger, reconciliation becomes important, right? So when I talk about the reconciliation process, this AP subledger is connected to sundry creditors. You know that. Sundry creditors reconciliation GLA. Now this AR subledger is connected to data deviation GLA. Correct. So in asset accounting also you have the reconciliation. Okay, but here the reconciliation process is little complicated. Why it is complicated? One, so what it means APAR subledger asset accounting. So what is the difference and why it is complicated? Now why it is complicated? Because if you talk about AP, in AP we have the vendors and we will always buy from the vendors, right? Buy from vendors, buy the goods and services from vendors, and we pay. We will buy and we will pay too. Now same way if you talk about AR, in AR you have the customers. Customers what we do, we sell to customers. Correct? No? So vendors we will buy, customers we will sell. There is only one transaction that is happening here. Correct? We will not sell to vendors, no? We will not buy from customers, no? Right? So vendors only one transaction, we will buy from them. First only one transaction, we will sell to them. Okay? But if you talk about assets, if you talk about assets, can you buy? Yes, we can buy the assets. Can we sell the assets? Yes, sell the assets. You can do both. And what else you can do? You can transfer the assets. You can develop the assets. You can depreciate the assets. What else you can do? You can reevaluate the assets. Correct? Yeah. What else you can do with the assets? You can buy, sell, transfer, develop, depreciate, reevaluate. You can scrap the assets. There are so many things you can do with the assets. That's why it will be complicated process. Right? So with vendors you are only buying from vendors. With customers you are only selling to the customers. Only one transaction each. But with assets you can buy, you can sell, you can depreciate, you can transfer, you can develop, add value. You can do revaluation, scrapping of the asset, mortgage you can do. Right? You see, so many things you can do with assets. That is why it is complicated. So now the problem comes, why the problem is, if you buy an asset, then which GL account has to be reconciled. If you sell the asset, which GL account has to be reconciled. If you depreciate the asset, which GL account has to be reconciled. If you scrap the asset, which GL account has to be reconciled. So like that, it is a complicated thing, no? That is the first complication, right? They have many transactions in the asset accounting. So the reconciliation process, what we have seen in AP and AR, asset accounting reconciliation will be complicated process. Why? Because we have many transactions. That is the first complication. Then there is a second complication. What is the second complication we have here? The second complication is Now here, when we talk about a balance sheet, okay, when we talk about a balance sheet, here in the balance sheet under liability, I can just show sundry creditors. Here. But for when I am talking about the pure assets, like fixed assets, okay? Now, can I say assets total value is this? I cannot say, right? When I talk about in a balance sheet, when I talk about assets, I have to very clearly specify. Like I can say land this much, building this much, plant and machinery this much, furniture and fixtures this much, and then what is vehicle this much. Like that, I have to very clearly say what is the percentage, what is the amount of each asset. So the reporting requirements and accounting principles, they require the clear classification of the asset values. So how much land and buildings you have, how much plant and machinery, how much vehicles you have to clearly specify in the balance sheet. You cannot say assets total value this much. Not possible. Not correct. That's why you have a requirement to show land separate, building separate, plant and machinery separate, and every asset you have to pay it show separate. So these what we call them? We call them as the asset classes. So each one of them we call them as asset classes. So what we have to do here in asset accounting, we have to divide the assets into several asset classes and we have to post according to each asset class. So the reconciliation will happen per asset class. Okay, let me give you one example. So how the reconciliation will happen in asset accounting is, suppose I have one land is there, okay, land one. Okay, I have a land in some place. Okay, I have a land in Hyderabad, some place. I have another land 2 in somewhere in Bangalore. I have land 3 somewhere in Mumbai. Okay, suppose I have 3 lands. So land 1 value is suppose 5 lakhs. The land 2 value is 3 lakhs. Suppose land 3 value is 1 lakh. So now what I will do, each land, okay, so let me put it like this rather. Okay, so rather than going like this, should be better. What I will do, let me write it on the sheet. So land 1 is 55 lakhs, 5 lakhs. Land 2 is 3 lakhs. Land 3 is 1 lakh. Okay. Now land 1, land 2, land 3, I will create this is the land 1 master record. You know the vendor master record FK01, customer master record FD01. So in this here also we have a master record for every asset. Okay. So this is land 2 master record. Correct? This is the land 2 master record. Okay. So each master record I am connecting to land GL account. Understand the concept here, land GL account. It is a land reconciliation GL account. In this also I am connecting to land reconciliation here. Now same way I have building. I have building one. Building one. For building one, I have building one master record. I create a record. Right. Now building one master record that I will connect to which GL account? Which GL account? Building reconciliation. Okay. So now let me give it like this. Building 2 master record, building 3 master record. Okay, all of them are connected to building GL account. Now this building 1 is say it is 10 lakhs. Okay. Building 1 is 10. Building 2 is 9 lakhs. Building 3 is 5 lakhs. So now you tell me what will be the balance in the buildings account here. What is the balance in the buildings account? 1924 lakhs. Okay. This is the balance in the buildings. Okay. Now what is the balance in the land GL account? The land GL account balance is 9 lakhs. So this is a separate reconciliation. For all the lands it will come here. Separate reconciliation for all the buildings. Now same way I will have for plant and machinery also. Okay. So I am just trying to explain how many reconciliation process may be there, right? There can be many reconciliation process. Suppose this is my plant and machinery 1. This is my plant and machinery 2. This is my plant and machinery 3. Okay. So this will be my plant and machinery reconciliation GL account. Okay. Correct. So here I will mention like something. Okay, 6 lakh 50, then 3 lakh 50, then another 4 lakhs. The total how much it is 7, 10, 14 lakhs. So it will be there in the plant and machinery GL account. Right, so this is how so many reconciliations will be happening simultaneously. So this is one reconciliation GL account, this is another reconciliation GL account, this is another reconciliation GL account. So I hope everybody understood the reconciliation process, right? Differences in the reconciliation process between the AP, AR and asset account. Okay, so it is little complicated. Okay, so let us proceed further. Let me, I will unmute you and let us take one by one we will take that answer. Right? No need to get actively involved here. So everybody understood the process, right?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in whatever we have discussed so far? Let me see. Unmute you.
Sir, for you have to create GL account for land 1, land 2, land 3 like that, sir.
No, you have understood wrong. I will tell you again. Yeah, we don't create Sunday Creators 1, Sunday Creators 2, Sunday Creators 3, right?
No, sir.
Same, the land also only one.
Okay, sir.
Correct? Correct.
But
Master
that reconciliation account will link it to the master account.
Part.
yes. All the land master accounts.
Yes, sir.
If I have a land, I have 3 lands in Hyderabad, Begumpet, Amirpet, some other state. I will have different lands. All the land values will go to land SEL. Is it clear?
Sir, just I'm telling, like land 1, land 2, land 3 are the 3 vendors like, and all goes to the sundry debtors, and that way all goes to the land reconciliation GL account.
Correct. If it is building,
Yeah, the same thing. These 3 are our customers or whatever it may be, all goes to the sundry, customers means sundry debtors in that way.
correct. So there we have only one reconciliation. Here we have multiple reconciliation.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
Because in the balance sheet we are going to show separate. There is a requirement. I cannot say assets. Yeah, 1 crore. I cannot say that. I have to clearly say. Investors, they ask, because before they want to invest in my company, they want to see the breakup of the assets. But I cannot blindly say it is 1 crore rupees. No? Not that. That's why we need to do the breakup. Yes, any other doubts?
Sir, can you explain from the beginning, sir, briefly?
Okay, I will repeat. Okay, any other doubts? Okay, we will proceed now. So here what did I say? The asset is the reconciliation process in the asset accounting is complicated. Why it is complicated? First reason, here in accounts payable you have only one transaction, that is one type of transaction, you only buy. In accounts receivable you only sell. That's why it is simple and straightforward. But coming to asset accounting, it is complicated. Why it is complicated? Because you can buy the asset, you can sell the asset, you can transfer the asset, you can develop the asset, depreciate the asset, evaluate, scrap, mortgage, and there are 100 others. Correct? So these will happen only with the assets. Maintenance of the assets. These transactions, they will happen only with the assets. See, customers I will not scrap now, I will not depreciate them now. These are specific to the assets. That's why there is complication. Second thing what we have is, as per our reporting requirements and accounting principles, what we need to show the assets split up. We have to show the assets breakup in the balance sheet. So to show the assets breakup, you need to create the asset classes. We call them as classes. So for each class, you need to maintain a separate reconciliation GL account, and you need to take the values of the each class separately. Okay, so all the land values will go to land GL account. All the building values will go to building GL account. All the plant and machinery values will go to plant and machinery GL account. Okay, that is the concept here, right? So there is a possibility of many reconciliations simultaneously happening. Okay.
Sir, why we are giving that 9 lakhs, 24 lakhs, 14 lakhs?
This one,
Yes, sir.
you have to tell me the answer. How I got 9 lakhs?
Total GL.
Value 5 plus 3 plus 1. It is
Yeah.
9 lakh total.
correct?
Okay.
Coming.
Thank you so much.
Like sundry debtors to sundry creditors.
Yeah, same thing. That's why I said in accounts payable, if you understand, rest of the syllabus will be easy. Starting itself I told you. Correct? That reconciliation, if you understand there, then the rest of the syllabus it will be backing you up. Okay? Right.
So, sir, land GL will be class 1. Building plant and machinery will be 3.
Asset class, yes.
Yes, sir.
You can have many classes.
Yes, sir. According to
Your client will tell you how many classes you need. Those many classes have to be created.
yes, according to asset the company has, you have to create the classes.
Yeah. So how he wants to do the breakup of the assets? How he give me classes? Accordingly, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
If one amount the plant and machinery is so,
then what will happen? Suppose if I sold this plant and machinery, what will happen? This will become how much? This will become
7 point.
how much?
7 point.
750. Is it clear? Yeah? Same like, debit and credit. You debited it, now you credit it. Good.
Sir, are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, tell me.
Sir, your mic is not clearly, sir. It's getting some clumsy.
We are getting a resound of it.
Correct. I'm sitting in a different place. Today you have to bear with it, right?
Okay.
I'm sitting in a very, very big office. Yes, very big office, new office. So I cannot do it, right? It's completely empty.
So can you show me the numbers from starting?
No, yes, tell me. Sorry? Sorry, Hima?
The asset class means involving any rule condition, sir.
Asset classes break up with it, right? How you want to divide your assets. Okay? Yeah.
Sir, this asset account is considered only fixed assets, not current assets also.
Current assets, they are already taken care of.
Yes, cash and
current assets. They are already taken care. Here we are talking about fixed assets. Okay?
Okay.
Now, so next thing what we have to know is there is something called the depreciation area. Depreciation area. Okay? Now, the depreciation area, okay, we need to know it. Depreciation area. So what it is now? See here, suppose one asset I have, right? Suppose I have a plant and machinery. Okay, I have a plant and machinery. Plant and machinery 1. Okay, one plant and machinery I have. Okay, machinery 1. First, right? One plant and machinery I have. So, the life of this asset is, this plant and machinery is 10 years. Okay. Now, okay, before we proceed further, now, can I say depreciation can be used to manipulate the accounts?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How we can manipulate assets using depreciation?
Yes, sir.
We can reduce the asset value
By using depreciation
plus
value.
taxes.
They are revising the cost of the assets to the life.
So, depreciation can be used to manipulate the profits. Correct? So, if I want to pay less tax, what I will do? I will charge more depreciation. No?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Correct. Correct. Same way, correct now, if I want to avoid any taxes, what I will do? I will charge lot of depreciation. Right? So, one asset I will depreciate 100% in the first year only. So, that way what I will do? I will get less profit, no? So then less tax. So I can misuse the depreciation, right? Yes. Same way, suppose if I want a bank loan, now to get a bank loan I need more profits, right? Yeah, I need more profit. So what I will do this year, I will not do any depreciation, I will do zero depreciation. So then when I have zero depreciation, automatically my profits will be high. So when my profits is high, I will get a bank loan. So I can misuse my depreciation to manipulate the books of accounts. So that's why, if you allow like this, who will have the problem?
Government.
Why government will have the problem?
It will pay less tax.
Yeah, so nobody will pay the tax. No? So all the assets depreciated 100% every time. Correct? That's why the government will come in and say, every asset they said like this, right? This asset should be depreciated like this only. So if it is this type of asset, you can depreciate only 10% in the first year, 20% in the second year, 5% in the third year, like that they have to law place. So depending upon what asset you are talking, based on that, said that this asset can be depreciated in how much percentage, this much only. So there are rules in place. Correct or not? So the government, to avoid this misuse, what they did to avoid the misuse, they brought up there is something called tax depreciation. We call it as tax depreciation. So wherein they clearly specify how much depreciation is allowed for any asset. You have to depreciate accordingly. Okay? Yeah. So if you start, yes.
Sir, it is changed year by year, sir, tax distribution, I mean.
The government will tell you, right? Every year the budget will be coming up. In the budget, any changes are there, they will tell what will be applicable for the next year.
So, sir, I mean, it will definitely change, sir.
Yeah, so it will all depend on the government and the finance minister. Right? If he wants to change, he will change. Does not want to change, he will not. It's up to him. Correct. So the tax depreciation is something that they will specify. This asset you can depreciate only this much. As per rule,
Yes, sir, is it a straight line method?
yeah, method and all, it's okay. Method, what type of method, yeah, that is the secondary. First you have to understand this is the percentage that is allowed on a asset. Correct? Okay, now. So right, so if the asset value is this much, if this is the type of the asset, 10% allowed means it is a fixed rule, it is 10% only is allowed. Okay? Yeah. So now every company when they are filing their returns, right, when they are submitting their financial returns, they have to depreciate only that is allowed to them, right? They cannot depreciate whatever they want. According to tax depreciation, whatever percentage is allowed on any asset, only that much they can depreciate. Is it clear? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what the government, now, how the government will arrive at a depreciation rate for any asset? Right? So normally they will say like this, so one plant and machinery is there. For this plant and machinery, the asset life is 10 years. Yeah, and if you use 8 hours per day, then the depreciation would be 10% per annum. Correct now? So they decide as a normal scale. Right? If there is a plant and machinery is there, and if the plant and machinery of that life of that plant and machinery is 10 years, and if you use it 8 hours, normal shift, 8 hours every day, then the depreciation would be 10% per annum. Okay? Okay, they decided like this. But in ours, what is this? This is a tax depreciation. Correct or not? The government decided like this. How they decided? Depending upon the life of the asset, and normal usage 8 hours, it will be 10% per annum. Is it clear, everybody? Yeah? Okay, now in our company, that is our Tesla Energy, what they are doing, they are using this asset, this plant and machinery for 16 hours 8 days. Now can you tell me how many years asset will survive?
5 years.
Yes, sir.
So then what should be the rate of depreciation?
20%.
Correct. So now shall we request the government, please, in our company we are using 16 hours, please give us 20%. Shall we request? Will it allow?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No.
They will not allow, sir.
If with the CCTV records, like you say, how many hours they are using. Right? Will they allow?
No, sir.
Their profit will loss, sir.
Yeah. So they will not allow. First of all, if you allow, everybody will play. They will not allow. This is your problem. You are using more. That is your problem. Right? So now you have to prepare. So when you should prepare to replace the asset? Prepare to replace the asset?
After 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. Correct? Now you cannot go by this 10%, no?
Yes, sir.
No. So you have to prepare yourself for 20% depreciation. Correct or not? Which government will not allow? You understood the problem here?
Yes.
So if you follow the government rate, then your asset replacement date you are not ready. If you want to follow your government will not allow. That is the problem. Everybody understood the problem here?
Yes, sir.
So now what is the solution then? That is the depreciation area is the solution, right? So here, this we call it as the book depreciation. Book depreciation. So same asset you can depreciate in different ways, right? Right? So same asset, so depreciation area means what? Same asset can be depreciated in multiple ways as per the depreciation area. Right? So understand, if you are in the tax depreciation area, then your depreciation would be 10%. Same asset. If the same asset is in book depreciation area, the depreciation would be on that, it would be 20%. Understand? So like that, you can have some other depreciation area, like cost depreciation. Cost depreciation area means what? Here you will go by cost. Like suppose for example, some days I am using 5 hours, some days I am using 17 hours, some days I am using 9 hours. So if it is like this, what I will do, I will maintain a record how many hours I am using. Exactly as per the number of hours, I will depreciate. That is cost depreciation. That is also possible. Now same asset, I can depreciate at the rate of 10%, 20% or some other percent. So like this, in SAP, it is possible to depreciate the same asset in multiple ways. Is it clear? So I am talking about the same plant and machinery. Correct? Suppose my plant and machinery value is 6 lakhs. Okay. So then in the tax depreciation, my depreciation would be 60,000 and my net book value after depreciation would be 5,40,000. Correct? Yeah, after depreciation. Then, if I am talking about book depreciation, my depreciation would be 1,20,000 and my net book value after
480.
Net book value after depreciation is how much?
480.
4 lakh.
I am talking about the same asset. Correct? So this is possible in SAP. Understood everybody? Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
will government accept for this?
The government is not bothered about this. Government is bothered. You are doing this now as per tax. You pay the tax now.
Okay.
Correct? So how much government will allow? 60. So this only is allowed to be deducted from the profits.
Okay.
And you pay the tax. Government is happy? Yes.
Yes.
This is your problem. This you are maintaining in your books of account. That's why we are calling it as a book depreciation.
Okay. So totally now we are charging 30% depreciation.
You got
10%.
it totally wrong. I am going into a different area.
Okay.
So if I go to tax depreciation area, same asset it will show me 5,40,000. If I change my area, it will show me 4,80,000. My area will be different.
Okay.
So don't add them, they are separate area.
Okay.
Okay? So same asset can be read many times. Same asset can be depreciated in the multiple ways as per the depreciation area. Right? In which it will be. Okay? So same asset you can depreciate in multiple ways. And if you think I can do this, yes, do it like that. So that you can end of the day, you can plan properly. Is it clear? So how many depreciation areas are possible in SAP? 99 depreciation areas.
Multiple.
19, and this is an interview question. Okay, so one asset can be depreciated in 99 different ways. Same asset in 99 ways I can do the depreciation. Same asset. Every year in different ways I can do it. Understood everybody? Depending upon which depreciation area I am in, based upon that it will show me the values. Okay? That is the depreciation area. Right? If I change my depreciation area, it will show me some other value. Okay? Yes. Now. Yes, tell me.
As per our book record, the depreciation will be 20%. But when it comes to, we have to show this to the government, we show as 10%, right?
Yeah, so when you are publishing your financial statement, you will be using the tax depreciation. When you are talking about replacement of assets, you will be talking about the tax book depreciation.
But when we have to record that, we record original only, right? Genuine.
Yeah. So when you are talking about replacement, you have to plan accordingly. You have to set aside money to buy the new asset, right? So then this would be correct, no?
Okay.
Yeah. So for depending upon the purpose, what you are doing, your area will be different.
Oh. Thanks.
Okay, so that is the depreciation area, right? So same asset can be depreciated in multiple ways at the same time.
But as per recording, it should be tax depreciation.
Yes, no, the government will pitch in otherwise.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. As per financial reports and publishing of the reports, you have to follow the tax depreciation. Yeah? But that tax depreciation is not always as we want, no? Because government will decide keeping everything in the picture. And it is not exactly to what we want, no? That's why this another area requirement will be there. Okay?
Can you repeat cost depreciation?
Cost depreciation means I want to take the exact, like 1 hour length. Every day I will calculate the number of hours. I will record the number of hours. Right? Suppose 1 year, one day I use 5.5 hours. Another day I use 18.5 hours. Like that I will record every day, and depending upon number of hours I am using, I will depreciate. If I use more hours, more depreciation. If I use less hours, less. So it will vary. It will not be same consistent every period,
Based on production.
based on the production, right? You can have the cost depreciation. Is it clear?
No, thank you.
So how many depreciation areas are possible?
99.
Okay. Now next thing what I am going to talk about is the entry for the depreciation. Now what is the entry for the depreciation?
Depreciation account data and asset account.
Two asset account, right? Normally this is correct. Normally outside SAP this is correct. But in SAP this is not correct. In SAP we will post like this. Depreciation expense account is deleted, accumulated depreciation depreciation account is credited. Okay, note down. So from now onwards, anybody asks you in SAP, the entry is not depreciation to assets. It is depreciation account is debited, accumulated depreciation account is credited. You have to remember that. Okay, note down everybody, the entry is different. Okay, note down.
What is the meaning of accumulated, sir?
I will tell you. Please note down, I will tell.
Is this like a provision, equipment?
We will discuss. Right, okay. So now, what is the difference between the depreciation account and accumulated depreciation account? Okay. So now suppose I have an asset whose value is 1 lakh. Okay. This asset I purchased in the year 2017. So 2017, the depreciation. So depreciation is at the rate of 10%. So how much is the depreciation in the year 2017? It is 10,000. 2018, it is another 10,000. 2019, it is another 10,000. 2020, another 10,000. Correct? So now accumulated depreciation is how much?
40,000.
Correct? What is the net book value of
60,000.
So how you are getting the net book value?
Asset minus accumulated depreciation.
Correct. Net book value is equal to asset value, asset acquisition value. Acquisition means purchase value, right? We use this word, right? In SAP, we use acquisition value is nothing but purchase value. Purchase value minus what?
Accumulated depreciation.
So every year it is a depreciation expense. The total we call it as the accumulated. So every year it will add. So if after 2021 what will be there? This will become 50,000.
50,000.
Understood now everybody accumulated depreciation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So year-wise it is accumulated, year-wise it is depreciation expense, but total we call it as the accumulated. So when you want the net book value of the asset, you deduct the net book value from the, we will deduct the accumulated depreciation value from the acquisition value.
Usually, this type of depreciation is done or on the balance. It is done like 1 lakh minus 10,000. On that, the balance depreciation is calculated.
Anyway, either way, written down values, end of the day it will add.
Okay.
It may also go down, but if you add, that is what is accumulated. Depreciation accumulated over the years. Correct? Okay, you can write down accumulated depreciation is the depreciation accumulated over the year including till date. So depreciation expense is always per year. Depreciation expense per year. Correct? Now it will go to P&L. Correct? This is the depreciation expense per year. Accumulated depreciation is total. It will be there. Yes.
So each plant and machinery will be maintained separately like this. Maintain separate like depreciation. No.
I'm not able to hear this.
You're calculating for one plant and machinery this one, sir. For the plant and machinery we do the same thing, right? To calculate depreciation.
Yes. Yes. So here what it is, the international reporting requirements, all this will come for the international reporting requirements. Okay. See here in the balance sheet, what you can do it this way, in the balance sheet. You can say under assets, you can say like this, building. Yeah? Suppose this is a building, okay? Building, right? Or this is a plant and machinery. Okay, this 1 lakh is a plant and machinery. Suppose this is a plant and machinery asset. Okay, so what I can show, I can say like this, in the plant and machinery, I can just say net book value. I can show how much, 60,000. But it is not giving me complete information, because here if I buy new plant and machinery, right, how much depreciation I am doing, I don't have the clarity here. Because this is a net effect. I buy new plant and machinery, I am depreciating old plant and machinery. It is all clumsy. I don't know. So how much depreciation they charge and how many new plant and machinery they purchase, I don't know. Correct? So that is why, rather what they are saying, plant and machinery you show like this, 1 lakh only. And then what you do, you under liability, you show the net of, you show like this, accumulated depreciation, plant and machinery. How much? 40,000. Right? So there also you are coming to the same 60,000. But last year how much accumulated depreciation was there? This year how much you are paying? That will tell us how much depreciation you charge us. Last year how many plant and machinery was there? This year how much is there? That will tell me whether you purchased any plant and machinery. So it will give that scope to properly analyze your balance sheet. That's why you have to clearly differentiate and show here. If you just show net book balance, again it can be misused. Clear? Yeah? Understood why this accumulated depreciation is coming here?
Yes, sir.
See, for everything there will be a purpose why this.
Oh.
Sir, acquisition means purchase value, sir?
Acquisition means acquiring. Acquisition, acquire.
Those who buy the machine.
Yeah, mergers and acquisitions we say,
Yes, sir. Yes.
Acquisition means purchase. Acquire.
Sir, for example, we are having depreciation on 2020. It's a 10,000 for 2020, but total accumulated is 43,000. Then how the entry will come? Depreciation is 10,000 and accumulated depreciation is 40,000.
No. The present acquisition already 30,000 is already there in the balance. This year another 10 will get added.
Okay.
Right? Opening balance is 30. This year 10 posted. So total closing balance would be 40. Yes? For that year.
Sir. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, for this financial year, we calculate on depreciation.
Calculate on?
For one plant and machinery, we are calculating in March 2022 for 1 year depreciation. What if we buy new machinery purchase in October or November? Then how we calculate for that, sir?
If it is 10% per year, then pro rata how many months life it has used, right? If you purchase it for 4 months only, right?
Yes.
Then 4 months depreciation only is charged. The depreciation is usually charged every period. Month to month you will charge. Not 1 year wise. So even though I am showing as here 1 year, not like that, period wise we will post.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, because your periodic reports you need profits correctly, every how much profit we need, we should know, na? When you will know the correct profit, then you take a depreciation also in the consideration. You cannot post year depreciation in the last period and say my profits are low, right? Every period, how much depreciation you have to deduct, then only you will get the profit per period.
Sir, it is fixed depreciation only, na, sir?
Fixed depreciation means
10,000, 10,000, sir, every year. There is no variable method, na, sir, under HDFC.
Those are types of depreciation we can discuss later. This is understanding the concept, this is how what is accumulated depreciation means.
Okay.
So is it clear everybody?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
today we discussed about the complications in the reconciliation process in the asset accounting. It is little complicated. It is not the same as AP and AR. Why? Because there are different types of transactions are there. Many GL accounts will be there. Many reconciliation GL accounts will be there. Lot of mapping should be done. Second thing, many asset classes will be there. Every asset class reconciliation will happen separately. Correct? Second thing. Third thing is your depreciation areas are there. Same asset you can depreciate in multiple ways. Right? Same asset, if you based on your depreciation area, it will show a different net book value. Okay. Next, I talked about the depreciation entry. The depreciation entry is not depreciation to asset directly. No, it is depreciation to accumulated depreciation. Here we are collecting the accumulated depreciation also to clearly understand the depreciation we have charged in that particular year. For every asset class, if you are giving your P&L account, then you can say, I can see my depreciation expense in the P&L account. Na? But sorry, depreciation expense is for all assets. Na? It's a mix-up. Here I want to know every class, asset class wise, how much depreciation you have charged, how many new assets you have purchased. I want that clarity. To get that clarity in the P&L and balance sheet, I need to do that. So that's why accumulated the depreciation entry is expense, depreciation expense account is debited, accumulated expense account is credited always. Is it clear? Yeah.
Sir, accumulated depreciation also class wise.
Yes, sir. Correct. This is you see accumulated depreciation on plant and
Okay.
correct.
So n number of accumulated
reconciliation.
So this is also reconciliation.
Exactly, correct. Correct, sir. You see the complication how it is coming?
Yes.
Sir, depreciation we will show in P&L account. Accumulated depreciation we will show in balance sheet account.
Yes, accumulated depreciation on plant and machinery, accumulated depreciation on buildings, accumulated depreciation on every asset class you have to show separate. Then only you know now what happened. Correct? So many reconciliations will be there here. Yeah? Good. So configuration I don't want to start today, so that I want this think in your mind. Right? Then I will start the configuration tomorrow fresh. We will start the system wise start of depreciation we have to create, asset classes we have to create. All that I will discuss start tomorrow. Okay? Configuration I will start tomorrow. Okay? So read this once again. When you get time, read this, go through this, and then we will proceed tomorrow. Okay, guys?
Yes. Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Sir, can you show me the notepad from starting?
Sir, in India, we have two types of depreciation. Sir, generally we calculate as per ROC and as tax. In foreign countries, sir, how they are doing?
With depreciation method calculation, there are options are there. I will show you. When we are calculating the depreciation, how the depreciation method can be designed, we talk at the design level. So not only this, any other type of depreciation also you can do this. It is all under our control.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, scroll up, sir.
Next one, no?
Yeah.
Just show once the yesterday's class notes, sir. I will take a screenshot.
Yesterday's class is very, very easy topic yesterday. Very, very good topic and easy topic. The sixth.
Yeah, sir. Simple topic.
Yes. Okay.
We are having class.
Yes, we have now. Why is it anything special tomorrow? 31st December. Year ending. No, but year ending, our class will end at 8:30. Na? From 8:30 till 12 o'clock, another 3.5 hours. Correct? We will have the class, right? If you have breaks for silly reasons, no, Friday it is. No, Saturday, Sunday we will not. Monday we will take. No, ruled out. Okay, tomorrow we will have that.
Okay, sir.
You want that?
Only 6 steps are in the configuration.
You wanted to class tomorrow.
Sir,
Okay,
can
we will
you
meet
scroll
tomorrow.
up a little bit, sir? Can you scroll a little bit?
Always say you write down, when I am telling you better write down in a book. You know,
Sir, actual writing, sir, the server is very slow, sir. We are late to connect it, sir.
Server means my server, login server.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Sir, do we have class tomorrow?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Can we have class on New Year Day, first day?
Yes,
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes, sir. No, it's okay. People will catch me. Already they are asking for tomorrow. Okay? Right, then we will meet tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Good night.